They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeve. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, God damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. Give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are old Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen away too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stopping.
Happy day, Tiff.
Hey,
It's an early day today.
it is an early day. There's pollen in my throat.
There's pollen in your what?
In my throat. It's so high here.
Getting high on the pollen.
Oh God. What were you gonna say? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh yeah, you did. Play that game with me. I'm just sitting back here, just waiting for whatever you tell me to do. No, I was gonna say it's nice to do these afternoon ones sometimes.
Yes, it is. It's quiet here. I don't have to worry about anybody. Hi, baby shark.
Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark. Yep. Yeah, Chris got to see us. Chris, that's awesome. She's happy. She never gets to see us live at night. Yeah, so that's good. People that are lucky enough to have their kids to get to see us without them because they're all busy doing stuff.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That's good stuff. It's good that people that have their kids watch us too, and still pay attention to this stuff and help out all these other people. That's good stuff. Because we all got to make sure that we stay together in this fight. We can't, just because you win, it doesn't mean you can't bounce out. Like, I know you're tired and scared and all of that stuff, but you got to stay involved with this stuff, because that's the only way that you're going to get the rest of everybody through it that has supported you through your fight. You can't just walk away. I get it that some people do have to walk away because they're scared, but on the other hand, grow up here and stay on the fight. That's what I say.
I tell people that I advocate for and their kids come back, if you don't want to continue the fight, but you know somebody who needs help, you just send them my way. That's all I ask you to do. Don't just leave somebody else hanging because you're done.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's almost not fair if you have that attitude. But again, I get it. You want to focus your time on your kid or kids, and get back that time that you lost, or try to do something to get it back. And, I get it. But on the same hand, just don't do it. Please and thank you. That's a public service announcement for today. May 18th, that's coming.
Yes, it is. I'm so excited.
I know it. I know. That's going to be a great day. I'm starting to think we should. I'm starting to think that maybe we can get a celebrity or something to come down there for that day. Well, what about the senator?
Well, my sister knows about it. She's gonna try and come, but I don't know. They know about it.
All right.
We don't need a celebrity. We are the celebrities.
I know. We are the celebrities. That's right. We are. But I mean, have the senator there with me. You know what? I'll write him. I'm going to write him a letter.
Okay.
Maybe if I write him one, it'll do a lot less than what you just asking him would be. Like, he might not even read the letter from me.
Okay. I'll send you his email address when we get off.
All right. That's good. I just cut my hair. I didn't even have time to shave my head. So I probably have little hair patches everywhere. And if I do, please do not leave any comments in the comment page. I'm aware of the fact that I'm getting gray hair.
Well, I'm having a bad hair day too, so don't worry about it.
Yep. This CPS thing, like, this is what sucks. You can't get time back. You're aging. They're aging. They really do a good bamboozle of you, like, between the stress and the aging stuff, to just break your spirit, And I think that's all it is I just saw, what is that, Donald the Duck? I don't know who that is. That's crazy. But yeah, what you thinking about today?
Well, I think we should go over the what the superior law of the land is versus what the rule of law is, because I know people have heard some presidents say that, and there is a difference. I'm sorry, I got pollen in my throat. I'm so sorry.
Hopefully she didn't light herself on fire there.
No, I'm looking it up. I got it on my phone. I just got it. If I look like a typewriter, just ignore me, because I can't read unless it's printed.
You're a good reader. This is typewriter.
Yeah, right. So let's talk about the rule of law, right? Because we do need to get back to this too. It says the rule of law is a principle that everyone, including those in power, is subject to and accountable under the law. The superior law of the land refers to the highest legal authority in a specific jurisdiction. like the Constitution. In essence, the rule of law is principle, while the superior law of the land is I'm so tongue-tied. It's the legal document. It's the Constitution of the United States. That is the superior law of the land, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I want to talk about this is because it clearly says right here, the rule of law is the principle where everyone, including those in power, are subject to and accountable under the law. Why are we not practicing this? Why are we not? They're all accountable.
Yeah, my cat's getting angry about this.
You said your cat?
Yeah, she was just going. Because on one of the screens in here, well, a lot of them, I have the, because when they're all off, they hook together musically.
Oh, yeah. And then it goes on to say, the principle emphasizes that all individuals, regardless of their position or power, are subject to the law and held accountable for their actions. It ensures fairness, prevents arbitrary power, and upholds justice. The rule of law is the cornerstone for many societies. It also is supposed to, are you ready for this?
Yep.
Prevent the abuse of powers and protects individual rights. Where are they doing that at?
Iraq?
No. They're not doing that here.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They're doing it in some other countries, but not here.
Okay, so we need to focus on that too.
Yeah, what does it say? Say it one more time.
It says the principle emphasizes that all individuals, regardless of their position or power, are subject to the law and held accountable for their actions. It ensures fairness, prevents arbitrary power, and upholds justice. The rule of law is a cornerstone of many societies, as it prevents abuse of power and protects individual rights. So now, I wish I had looked this up, right? Because I should have known this.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we need to be asking judges, do you know what the rule of law is? If you're saying the Constitution doesn't apply, then you're saying the rule of law doesn't apply. And that's absurd. You can't have it both ways. What do you think?
I think that everybody needs to pay attention to. It's so hard because nobody listens, right? So I know, they know, we know, everybody knows that there's a supremacy clause which states that the Supreme Court has already said that's the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, yada yada yada, which it isn't yada yada yada. It's way more valuable and intelligible than that. But they're just not letting us do it. So it's just so hard to be so knowledgeable about something. So to know that we're right, to know that this is the remedy that we need, to know all of this information, and just to at a wisp of a gavel, all of that means nothing to us. You know what I mean? Like it's just removed from us. And now whether they're doing it on purpose, whether the judges are doing it because this is how the way they've run things for the past 40 years, and maybe they're a little, it's just this is the remedy is in front of us, but the remedy makers or the remedy enforcers aren't enforcing it, and that's where the problem lies. So it's very disheartening. It's very, very disheartening to know that on one hand, you know that you can talk about whatever you want. You can say whatever you want against somebody. Our country not only does it give you that right to do so to any person that comes here has the right to do that, but they also I just lost my train of thought. Damn it, that was a good one.
It doesn't give CPS or the judges the right to persecute your character and your reputation.
Okay, but what it does give them the right to do is, to argue them the Constitution in court and know your rights and stand up for your rights. But like you say too, make sure that when you're always going into court, you do what first?
You stand on your constitutional rights.
That's right. That's right. You make sure that you let them know, correct, that you are coming there and this is your intentions, and this is what you're doing, and nobody's going to stop you. And damn it, you're coming in there. Oh, that's what I said. You're coming in there. But what I was saying was the Constitution not only allows us to be free of speech and say things that we want to say, whether it's against or whether it's for or whether it's an agreement, like whatever. But not only does it allow you to speak out against everything that's going on, it almost requires you to start running your mouth when you see tyranny and all this bad stuff happening that we've seen over the past 4 years, if not more. So now as soon as we're doing this and we're out there blasting away this, that, and this, you're watching them just go, they're picking us off one by one, and you think that you're there and that you're protected by the rules of the Constitution, and no, you're not. Like these people tell you, no can too, Bubba Dan. Like it's just this is not going to happen, and it's just so disheartening. So we need to figure out how. But I think that's what's going on, right? With getting rid of these federal judges and everything. I think that's what the brighter days and the things that are going on with this stuff are these judges being held accountable, or not even being held accountable, just being told, you know what, you're fired because you've not been following the rules that you should be following.
Yeah. And we need to get rid of these state judges, these administrative law judges, who, quite frankly, ignorance of the law is no excuse, and a judge is quick to tell you that, and that's a ditto, right?
Yeah.
What's good for us is good for them. Right. Their ignorance of the law is not an excuse either. Oh, you don't know the Constitution, but you took an oath to uphold it? Tell me what the Constitution says, because I can tell you what the Constitution says.
Right. What happens to a police officer or a nurse or whatever, a person that, like, okay, they looked a little suspect, but it doesn't matter. The Constitution is the Constitution, and it protects every one of us. So I don't know. It's just very tough it's a very tough thing when the people that are supposed to be there. I mean, the government's job isn't to govern us or rule over us. It's to ensure that we don't have a problem being overrun by a tyrannical government, right? Like that's the purpose of our government, right? Making sure that we uphold the values and the laws that the Constitution demand and get put into place. That's why it's not a big it's not a big event. How am I going to try to say it? It's not a great big deal, but it is a great big deal when you get these when they put these gag orders on you and stuff. Like it's a huge deal because we just can't have another
well, a gag order goes against your First Amendment right. Okay, you have a First Amendment right. Now, what makes me mad is that there's only one true law besides the Constitution, The only law in your state is your state constitution. Is mine all the time, because I can't go to a Virginia law and find a law. I find codes, statutes, rules, regulations. Well, those aren't laws. Your state constitution is the law of your state. And when we're born, we only have one law to live by, right? Law is we harm somebody else. Law that we break, because we're not allowed to harm each other, period. So you have to look at it like this. CPS is harming the family and traumatizing the family. These judges are in bed with them. They're drinking from the same water cooler. These lawyers they don't even have a license to practice law, because there can't be a license to practice law. The next time a judge says something to you, tell them to produce their law license. Tell a lawyer to produce their law license that they get from downtown that says that they're a lawyer. That's not a law license. That's a business license. Start asking these questions. Start asking them, because I'm telling you, first of all, they're going to ignore you. Second of all, they're going to tell you you're out of your mind and you're probably on drugs. They'll probably want to give you a drug test right then and there. Tell them to get a damn warrant. What's your probable cause? Because I'm bucking up against your quote unquote authority that you think you have. No, absolutely not. Get a warrant.
Let's make a scenario then. Let's make up a scenario. And let's talk our way around it here.
Okay.
So let's say, let's say John and Betty, that's to be our names, okay? John and Betty their farm is getting taken by.
If we're going to do a ditty, let's do it about Jack and Diane. I mean.
Oh, yeah, here's a little song about Jack.
Hey, I like that song.
I just wanted to pop in, show you guys some support. I'm on my way out the door to go do something very naughty.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, you be careful out there. Be careful out there with that heart, man.
Time to make a delivery.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
Bye.
Bye. As Tiffany would say.
Good Lord. Are you talking about intimate domain?
When?
You said we're going to talk about these people and they own a farm, and then Gunner jumped on.
No, that's where I was. I was just making something up about they own a farm, because we're going to go after this, the very bottom one here, which is
Yes, all the judges need to be exposed. Every last one of them. Yeah, I saw Christy Nome was robbed in DC. $3,000 cash, her driver's license, and her credit cards. I saw it all this morning.
who is that?
Christy Nome, Homeland Security.
Oh, Jesus God Almighty!
Yeah. Can you imagine the charges that this person is going to face once they catch them?
You know how mad they must be, knowing what they just did. They're like, oh, come on, tell us to be a little lady, and
And she was with her family. She looks good to be a grandmother. They said her grandkids were in town. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it looks
Absolutely.
bed. I mean, it sleeps 4, so that's nice. Sleeps 4, Darren says. Unbelievable. All right, so John and Betty, they're at the farm. Let's say that John, let's just say CPS came and took John and Betty's kid, their son, and to Okay, and to harass them, they've investigated their credit report, right? So on their credit report,
Uh,
Betty got a
uh,
credit report thing that says CPS, as it does when they do that to you. But also, they they didn't have a 72-hour hearing or a shelter care hearing. So they broke all the rules in that facet. So if it was by the Constitution, right, they're now supposed to, by what the Constitution asks you as a citizen, is to let and make everybody be aware that there is corruption going on amongst the government ranks.
correct. Correct. That's our
Right.
job.
But let's say this then, that the judge has said, because we're getting a lot of this, the judge says you can't speak about anything about your upcoming case, even if it's a friend, that or something, whatever, So, how would you?
Who, who are they to stop you? Gag orders are a violation of the Constitution, the First Amendment. You have the right to speak to whom you want about whatever you want. I would challenge it. Who gave you that authority? Because according to the Constitution and the United States Supreme Court, no man or woman is so high. How does it work? So high and mighty that they supersede the Constitution. My question would be, who died and left you the superior law of the land?
Right.
No, I would challenge it. And I've been getting a lot of those reports. I was in a Zoom meeting for 2 hours last night. They're telling parents that still have their parental rights that they can't get stuff from the school about their children, their doctors. The courts are putting orders on them to where they're not allowed to have it. That's a violation of a fundamental right as a parent who still has their rights. Absolutely not.
Mm.
We need to start asking these people to produce the law, right? Produce the law that says I can't do that, because there is no law. There's a statute, a code, an ordinance, a regulation, a rule. Those aren't laws. Produce the law. When I went to court, the judge is going to put his elbows up on his little high table or whatever you want to call it, the bench. The law says, I said, hold it. Are we talking about a code, an ordinance, a rule, a regulation, etc.? Because those aren't laws. And he rolled his eyes and he was like, the law says. I said, no, that is not what the law says, because there is no law in Virginia. The only law in Virginia and Maine and every state is your Constitution.
Because why? Because states can't make laws.
They sure can't.
Can't, people. Hear that? They can't, cannot. C-A-N-T.
Nope.
So when those cops sit there and say it's a law, it's this, it's that, it's a law, they're bullshit. They're lying.
Ask them to pull up the law. And when they come back with Virginia code, blase, blase, point, blase, blase, you remind them that that applies to them and not you. And that's not a law. That's a code. I use my Virginia Constitution just as much as I use my federal Constitution.
How long have I been telling people that when you go to the courtrooms, even though it's not the right thing to do or the right way to do it, when they deny you access to when they deny you your constitutional rights with our federal Constitution, if they say, oh, we don't do that here or whatever, then you grab your state's Constitution and you go back after that, because they are not entitled, but they are required to answer into
Yeah. But here's the thing. They can't have it both ways, Darren. They can't take an oath to uphold the state constitution and the federal constitution and then turn around and tell you that they won't honor the federal constitution. You took an oath, or you had to be affirmed that you took this oath.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, Article 6, Paragraph 2 and 3.
Which say what?
That says every judge in the state and in the federal, all representatives, all legislators, they all have to take the oath to uphold I'm just going to say the state constitution and the Constitution of the United States. If they don't say that, they are private actors, which means they are not in any power. They have zero power. They also have to follow federal law. We just read it the other night, right? They can't say, well, this is state court and we don't follow federal law. You are forbidden to disassociate yourself with federal law. That too is in the Constitution. And you have to be subordinate to the federal laws just as well as the state laws. Even we do. Right? You can't go to DC and break a law because you're in DC and it's federal. Right. And then come back to Virginia, right, where it's state whatever. No. National parks, federal. All that. No, you cannot. This is why we're going to have this rally. Because people need to understand how to deal with the police, the judges, and CPS. Period. We, the people, have to stand on our morals, our ethics, our values, and the Constitution of state and federal, Bill of Rights, federal. In Virginia, they're called Declaration of Rights. That is actually a restraining order against the government. I watched a video the other day, and I don't know where this guy is. I think he's in DC. He said, why do we have these agencies making more laws than our legislative body, who are there to listen and represent the people? That's a good question. Why are we letting CPS, child support, all these other agencies write laws that don't, codes and statutes that don't even apply to us? That's a good question. I want somebody to answer that damn question. I'm trying to read some of these comments.
Oh gosh, good luck.
You cannot disarm unless you unlive them, an educated person. You just can't. You just can't. What else you want to talk about, Darren?
Oh gosh.
Me and Darren are tired. I didn't go to bed till 2:00 this morning because I had to make a note to myself. I drank a espresso or not an espresso. Well, maybe it was an espresso, but it's really strong.
Cappuccino?
Because I was tired. No, you know where they put the shots in it?
Oh, vodka.
No, I don't drink. So I don't drink. So that, no.
All right.
Anyway, I drank it at 6:00.
Irish coffee.
And it was stronger. No, that's got alcohol in it, Darren.
Oh, all right.
But anyway, beside the point. Now, I can drink coffee and go to bed.
Kahlua and coffee.
So huh?
I said Kahlua and coffee.
Cool. No, I don't drink.
Oh, that's
So
right.
I'm like, oh my God, I need to pick me up. I'm going to drink this coffee before our show at 7. So I'll have some, I'll be able to stay awake during the Zoom meeting. Yeah. Till 2 o'clock this morning, and God, I had to get up at 6. Yeah. Never again.
Poor husband passed asleep. You're just like,
No, I wasn't talking. I was up. I was smoking cigarettes. I took a shower. I tried everything.
I saw you. I saw that. It was funny.
Even Spanny was like, "Why are you up so late?"
Yeah. It was funny show. Well,
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna get that over to you. That's good.
Did you send me that link? Because don't we have a Zoom thing or a webinar at 3?
Yeah, we got it. But we're going on the other side of the fence here, guys. We're going into the deep, dark. It is tiring traveling all this. This. We haven't even been at our home set. Today was the first day, and we're just here because we're doing an early shoot tomorrow. Just today was supposed to be Deidre, right? And then.
Oh my God, is it Wednesday?
It's all day.
Oh yeah, I can't come on tonight.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah, because I have a meeting I have to attend. It's mandatory.
Yep, that means you have to go to it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I tried to get out of it, but no. Yeah, I guess it is Wednesday.
Yeah,
oh my God, that's what happens when you don't sleep 8 hours.
Yeah, a lot can happen, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh my. Wow. So when we do this on the 18th, we're going to try and go live. I got to go down there tomorrow and look at the place. I got a mobile job. So on my way back into town, I'm going to stop down there and look at the place. Because the way these people are talking here, it's going to be a lot of people. We might have to move the venue outside.
Yeah.
So we might have to stream live through my car speakers, the internet.
Yeah, unbelievable.
We'll have to see what happens. Well, it's past 1 o'clock, so Pam Bondi must have been on already.
Yeah, she might have been, but she might be on still right now.
Well, it's 2 o'clock.
What time was she on?
They said coming up today, Pam Bondi press at 1.
Okay, yeah, she probably is. Unless it was like one another time. But,
and for the doctor dude, you'll have to give me your real name because I didn't see anything from you. So I don't know. Today is Tuesday.
No, today is not Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. Is it not?
Today is Tuesday, April 22nd. I was like, why am I having this meeting on a Wednesday when they're on a Tuesday? So tomorrow we have a field trip.
Well, regardless, we have a field trip today. So to the...
Yeah.
Sure.
It said Tuesday, April 22nd. But if it makes you feel any better, I thought it was Wednesday too.
Yeah,
Look at your phone.
I don't have it with me. I'm looking at the old-fashioned handheld etching device calendar here. All right, you're right. It is Tuesday. Okay.
Don't feel bad. I thought it was Wednesday too.
I could have swore we've already done 2 shows this week, though, haven't we?
I'm sleep deprived, so don't ask me. Please don't ask me.
Facts Over Lies says today upcoming Pam Bondi press at 1 anti-Christian bias task force. So,
Well,
guess we got that to look forward to. Does that link bring us to the bus?
Well, if you watch Barry Cunningham, I'm sure he'll have it live.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hell with it. We've got it 2:01. We got that seminar to get ready for. Who's Klaus?
Yeah, send me the link. Huh?
Klaus Schwab.
What is that?
I don't think it is anything. I think it's a person. That's what I was asking you about. Who is
I don't know.
Klaus Schwab?
Well, that thing starts at 3, right?
Correct. Money though. You better get a nap in.
Yeah, I know. So we're in the show. You need to send me the link. I'm gonna take a 45-minute nap, and then on my way to pick up the baby, I'm gonna turn it on in my car and listen to it.
All right. Oh man, and if you
Send me the flyer.
yeah, well, did you guys? If you didn't catch, did we? I don't know if we played that here or not with the foster worker. They're coming out and explaining the foster care system.
No.
Oh man, we didn't play that. You didn't see that?
I did not see that. You should send it to me so I can watch that later.
I should. There. Here, what was on here? All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, so I was even thinking I was just getting ready to write Deidre an email asking her if she still wanted me to come on tonight without you or not or whatever. My God.
Don't worry. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
I told my husband it was Wednesday too, so I guess I better go tell him it's Tuesday.
Yeah, you probably wonder where the heck all the customers are, or vice versa.
No, we got one now. Oh my God!
I ran into up here. There's a guy, Larry something, and the guy that used to run Mike. We'll just call it Larry and Mike, but their names were really something. And they were both the store managers from the service merchandise. Was Mike? He was the service merchandise manager for like 20 years. And then there was Larry, who, or Mike, vice versa, that they had the actual store across the street from each other. Well, it was just an interesting thing. I don't even remember why I said that. But Larry and Mike had the two stores walked away from each other. That was a great story, too. Yeah, I'm going to take a nap, too. Why the hell was I telling that story?
Were they in foster care? Were they brothers?
No, it was about when I was saying about Deidre, but whatever. Who cares now? It's not Tuesday. It's not Wednesday. It's only Tuesday. That's fine.
Yeah.
Klaus Schwab is, like you said, has resigned. So that's the big news we've got for right now. Chris's birthday's in 2 days. So
well, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to Chris in 2 days. 2 days young. Done deal. All right. Well, here's gonna play a song. This song here is called "Wake Up America." It's gonna be called "Wake Up Punisher," I think.
And Tiffany.
Yeah, wake up, guys. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Sorry to drop in so early today, but Tiff's got her Save the World meeting tonight, so we had to do it now. Better early than never.
Now we take the sacrifice in vain. They loaded them
See you in a little bit, Tiff.
one by one. That's
All right.
All right. Have a good one.
But we are blowing it. These freedoms were created by those before us. They were to be something that stays. But now things are so corrupted, they're taking our rights away. Hey, Uncle Sam, where did you go? I called Washington today, but nobody's home. We all want to stand for our freedom, but nobody wants to do it today. Can't you see time is a waste and the Constitution we love is fading? Don't tread on the reality, or the USA will be the next casualty. We are here for freedom, those we will protect. Unite for the values we cherish, or watch everything perish. Our men have fought for our freedoms, many women have too. Their blood spilled upon the ground, with the news many frown. They paid a price that many won't pay. Now we are letting the cause fade away. The graves are being neglected by the actions of so many deceptive. The freedoms they fought for in every world war, conflict or mission. So many stayed behind signing petitions, while those awake dying were there to protect them. It's time to wake up in the USA. We are all slipping away into the darkness we once ran from. It's getting worse every day. Now they are taking our children more and more every day. No soldier ever fought for taking our children away. This is not why they bled for our freedom. They didn't die for some cheap pay. We all need to come together, fight this corruption, and it starts today. We need to wake up America, go back to parades, remember true family values, laugh again as children play. These are the things we fought for, 200 years strong, but now we're losing all of this. Don't tread on me does exist. So rise up and be strong. We don't have to go along. We need to push back now, like our forefathers did. It's time to bring back the way it was, when families lived together, all that mattered was love. It's not always easy to take back what they have grabbed. With all of us together we can do it, two loving children and mom and dad. This is our country, it's called USA. So many have fallen, say don't tread on me today.